I'm Vi Wickam, and this is another quick practice tip. This practice tip applies to all of the different facets of your playing. And that is, you can only focus on one thing at a time. Now, I know it's hard to believe because you're a very smart person and you can do everything all at the same time. But I can only do one thing at a time. So I would encourage you to try breaking things down so you're only practicing one piece at a time. You're only focused on one thing at a time because I think you're human just like me, and you can only focus on one thing at a time too. So a good example of this would be if I'm playing a jig and I'm playing a song like Irish Washerwoman, or I'm playing Swallow Tail Jig, and it has this bowing pattern of, and if I'm having trouble with the fingering and I'm also having trouble with the bowing, and I'm not getting that part down, I think it's a good idea to break it apart, and I could play the fingering and not play the bow at all. And then I can really be thinking about what are my fingers doing. And at the same time, there's this bowing pattern that's prevalent that I can just do just the bowing. And I can just practice that bowing pattern. So break it apart, take the tricky stuff, and then really isolate it down. Just practice the bowing, just practice the fingering, just think through it, hear it in your head. You know, I can think that song in my head without touching either of these things, but I'm not going to drop them on the floor. And you can sing those songs in your head too, because if you can sing the song in your head, you've got it memorized. But isolate, isolate, isolate. You know, if you're having trouble with your bow arm, practice just that technique on your bow arm. Don't try to play the whole song. Don't even try to play the whole phrase if you've just got something to work on in your bowing. And that's your quick tip for today. Have a great week.